Check it.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are back on Forza Horizon 2 for another episode of Stick or Twist. Now, before we get into the main bulk of today's video, I do want to say I've heard your guys' cries. A lot of people have said to do Stick and Twist on other games and older games, and I'm going to be doing that, but today we're going back on Horizon 2 just because it's easy and simple, and I don't actually have any older games to do it on at the moment. But I will be doing it soon, so just stay tuned. It will be happening. Obviously, Stick and Twist is a series which can really apply to most games without customization or with customization, doesn't really matter. So, you know, I'm looking to expand Stick or Twist, but for now, for today, we're going to go ahead and do one more on Horizon 2. So just like every other Stick or Twist, this is normal protocol. I've got my random number generator on my right. I've got 3 opportunities to twist, and essentially if I get to the 3rd twist, I have to stick with whatever that is. But you never know, we might not even get to that. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and generate the first number. And the first number is 42. So that's Noble. Okay, so this is what we've got. We've got the M600 Noble Hypercar. So we're actually going to look at this because, again, this is something different, not usually what I pick. So if we go to colors right here, it actually does look quite nice. I really actually like the black on that. We could. That is genuinely something different, and that's something I kind of want to do. Okay, you know what? I don't usually do this on the series, but we're going to go ahead and stay with our first choice being the Noble. We're going to get it in black, and we're going to upgrade this all the way to S2 and see what this thing can do. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and generate another random number in a minute to decide what the car will actually be, whether it's going to be a circuit build, a drift build, or a drag build, and we'll do that in a minute. But first, let's go ahead and buy the car, take it out, and see what it's like. Okay, so here we go. So obviously, the Noble is an MR hypercar. So it's basically got the perfect weight distribution for a track car. So if we can make this a track car, it's going to be a very good one at that. So we're going to go ahead and brake. The brakes, very, very good, as you would expect. I say that as I overshoot that corner completely. One thing which I'm noticing this car isn't doing is wheel spinning. Obviously, a lot of the cars in Horizon 2 wheel spin a lot when they've got a lot of power, and this tends not to be the case with this specific car. It seems like it's gripping up really, really well, even on stock tires. So no matter what we really do with this car, it's still going to be relatively good. So now I'm going to go ahead and generate a random number. If it's 1, it has to be a circuit build. If it's 2, it has to be a drift build, and if it's 3, it has to be a drag build. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and change the random number generator here, and we're going to go ahead and generate a random number from 1 to 3. So we got number 1. Okay, that's really good because I was kind of hoping we got a number 1 then. So we got a number 1, which means that this will be a circuit build, and this is actually what the car is like made to do. So this is going to be perfect. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight back to the garage, and let's go ahead and upgrade this car. Okay, so as we can see, stock, the PPI is 942, which means there's actually going to be quite a lack of things we can do to this car because it's pretty much fully upgraded as it is. I know for a fact there won't be any like tires or anything we can do. We can make them wider, which I guess we'll do, because it doesn't seem like we can put any stickier tires on. So we'll just go ahead and slap that on. I do kind of want to change the rims, but I'll do that in a minute because that might take a while. As for brakes, we want to go ahead and upgrade them all the way because obviously that's very important. Springs, we're obviously going to go ahead. Oh, okay, never mind. We've already got the race springs on. Weight reduction, we can go ahead and slap that in, even though that doesn't even make that much difference. That leaves us with the drivetrain stuff and the power stuff to do. Now, as I'm upgrading this, I will tell you guys that I do have a strong lenience to making this very handling orientated over speed orientated. As I said, this car seems to be quite fast as it is, and I don't want it to lose its grippy characteristics by pumping in too much power. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade the engine, but not really much else. I don't want to put upgraded turbos in. I don't really want to do anything else too dramatic. I want it to keep its grippy characteristics by upgrading the engine itself. Okay, so after a bit of tinkering, this is what I came up with. Now, currently, it's still an S2 car. I didn't want to change that. It's still rear-wheel drive, and it's pumping out, I think, around 850-ish horsepower. It's got pretty much all the upgrades you can think of besides an air filter. So, it's pretty highly upgraded, to be fair. I wanted to keep it rear-wheel drive. I wanted to keep its normal characteristics, and I think I've made a pretty nice-looking car as something which will hopefully go very fast, you know, around a circuit. So, we're going to go ahead, put that to the test, put it into a race and see how it performs. Okay, so here we go. We are now in the race. Obviously, I'm playing this in single player mode because you can't really do this online. It's very, very hard to find like a specific race online. So we're doing this on single player. And obviously, as you can see, most of everyone's in like Bugattis or Porsches or, you know, a LaFerrari or something like that. We are the only noble on the whole grid right now. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this performs. Now, I've noticed immediately, because we put the extra power in, there is some more oversteer. And that is to be expected. Obviously, the wheels are going to spin more and, you know, it's going to cause oversteer. Hopefully, we don't crash into a tree, though. Oh, God, don't do that, please. Okay. Yep, you drift, babe. Go. Okay, so now we're on the straight line. We're in 5th gear right now. It hit 200. We're going to go up to 6th. And this thing is still climbing. Oh, my Lord, this thing is fast. I didn't even bother changing the gear ratios. And this thing is absolutely flying. And we'll let that little bit of oversteer on the way out then. This car, pretty goddamn good. I think this overall was a success, to be honest. Oh my God, that was so close. I just pulled the e-brake and next thing you know, it's so easy to slide as well, actually. It's not just a good circuit car, but I reckon this could make a good drift car too, and that's pretty odd because mid-engine cars don't tend to be so. Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys can see that right now, but I've got like a skill meter thing of 14k, and I don't really want to lose it. And as you can tell, no one is in my sight. So I'm going to see if I can pull off some absolutely gypsy shit and keep this going. Oh my God, that was slap train shit. No, I'm not. I've lost first. I lost first. No. I lost all my points. I lost all my points, for fuck's sake. This car reminds me of... It reminds me of a Toyota Prius in many ways. It's a mix of the Toyota Prius and the Lamborghini Murcielago. And I'm going to point out why in a minute. First, we need to cross the line, and that is what I've done. So first place, 20 points. Doesn't really mean much because I've already completed the game, but you know what? That's fine. Now, I'm going to prove my point of why this is a Prius Murcielago hybrid. So right, look at those headlights and tell me those aren't the same headlights from the Murcielago. They are literally exactly the same. And then as for why it's a Prius, I don't really know, to be honest. That was just something I said because it was on the top of my head. But you know what? It doesn't matter. The bottom line is those are the same headlights as the Murcielago headlights. And there's no arguing that. That is exactly the same. But anyway, overall, I'm going to say this car was a success. It drove perfectly, really. It oversteered when I wanted it to oversteer. It didn't really understeer at any points. It's very playful. And I've got to say, I think if you put a really good tune on it, this could genuinely be a good track car. Not like that really matters at this point in Horizon's life cycle. But, you know, I mean, if you still play Horizon, and you haven't tried this out, it could be a track car for you. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace. Oh!